Now that you have a solid foundation of all the data in your environment that you need to recover, you want to also make sure that you have a proactive risk management approach as well. Now, within this phase, you want to make sure that the people, the processes, and the technology are all accounted for, especially when you are walking through this process with zero doubt. I'm also Demetrius Malbrough, and I'm going to show you 7 different things that you should take into consideration as you are walking through your path to recovery from a cyber event. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you identify all of the critical assets within your environment. And this is important because bad actors love to find and look for devices in your environment that may not have been decommissioned or end-of-lifed appropriately, and they could actually gain access to those systems because they're very vulnerable, and they may be able to move laterally across your organization as well if they get access to these particular assets. Now, you also want to make sure that you are conducting dark data assessments as well. And the reason you want to do that is because dark data is that data that's out there that maybe you have forgotten about, that's sitting out in some type of storage repository, and that may also be leaving you vulnerable as well. So you need to properly discover that data. That's number 3. Discover the data and appropriately classify that data as well, especially if it's sensitive data. You want to add a proper tag to it, a proper classification, because you definitely have to comply with certain regulations if you are in the financial services or healthcare industry. You also want to make sure that you are identifying and monitoring the high risk users within your environment as well, and their behavior, because if a bad actor gets credentials, then you will have the capability to monitor and also report on the type of access that they have, the type of systems that they have actually accessed, and you will have a better handle on that particular bad actor, and you can be a lot smarter as you walk through your recovery plan. Now, the 5th thing that you want to do is you want to create an isolated recovery environment that is completely isolated and air-gapped away from your normal environment. And you can also recover that data in a clean room, in a clean fashion, and you don't have to worry about that data continuing to be infected. Now, the 6th thing that you want to do is you want to develop recovery run books. And as you're doing that, you also want to prioritize the order of those systems being brought up. So maybe you have a domain controller with Active Directory that needs to be brought up first, and then you have a database. So you really want to be in tune and know exactly which systems to bring up in what order. Now, the last thing that you want to do in order to have no doubt as you're walking through your cyber recovery plan is to make sure that you are integrating. You want to integrate with SecOps, or security operations, and that includes your incident response playbooks as well. And you want to make sure that the cybersecurity teams are working in lockstep with your backup teams as well. So, in order for you to recover with ease and to have zero doubt as you are recovering from a cyber event within your environment, it's very important for you to make sure you have these 7 things in place. By the way, thank you so much, and please be sure to visit Veritas.com for more information.